So what's Deshaun Watson's maneuvers here? What's the move? But all I know is he's watching Harden hoop it up with Durant. And I know he watched the Rockets, right, in person
he was
last week.
Yeah, he was
So he's locked in on what's going on in the sports scene there, and he's got to be seeing Harden high-fiving Durant, thinking, maybe I can have that too. And guess what? He absolutely can. He absolutely 100% can. He is in the driver's seat. He owns the car. He owns the driver's seat. He owns the road. I mean, it's like his own personal Autobahn right here. Wherever he wants to drive his car, he can take it to because he has a no-trade clause. And all he's got to do is say, I want out. Or he says that to the Texans, that you make this trade, you got to get my agent on this thing. I honestly, the Harden situation, they're totally different people. They take totally different approaches. But they're both absolutely stupendous athletes in their sports who can be a game-changing, franchise-altering, direction-altering individual. And he absolutely can direct where he wants to go. Where do you want to go, Deshaun? And this thing, Chris, in the same way that I was off about, well, Harden, they're going to have to really start working out to get up to speed. And now they're the Eastern Conference favorites, and if not NBA championship caliber without Kyrie coming back. I smelled this as soon as I heard that Watson was not happy and all that tweet about, what's going, basically, some things never change. The more things change, they never stay. Yeah. Whatever he tweeted out and then deleted. And I honestly thought it might have been about social justice because that was the day that Jacob Blake's murderer was not charged.
Right.
And it wasn't about that. It was about his own situation. After that, I have smelled this out, and this is not being put out. Apparently, Eric Bieniemy was interviewed yesterday. There's word that Deshaun might have been allowed in on the interview, and then there's been refutation of that he wasn't allowed in on the interview. But Bieniemy was interviewed via Zoom yesterday. Is he the guy that can put the fire out? Not if the owner's the problem.
Right.
If the owner's the issue, then Deshaun wants out. Then why isn't he saying it? Maybe he's letting them make their deals behind the scenes, and then we'll just come to work one day, and Deshaun Watson is now a member of Franchise X. Who's the Franchise X? Where do you want to go, Deshaun? Where do you want to go?
As always, Rich, follow the money. And there's a reason why gaming sites are taking bets on where Deshaun's going to play next year.
Because people feel that it's happening?
Yeah, people feel that the wheels are already in motion. And there's a reason why the Jets are 2-1 favorites.
Well, here's the thing. Does he want to go to a franchise that has lost its way? I mean, look, I've said it. They broke Sam Darnold. Do you want to throw your hat in that ring? And you have to think, do I like the owner? Do I like the general manager? And do I like the coach? The owner, I have no idea.
He's been around.
The owner, I have no idea. He's going to have to meet with Woody Johnson, who I believe is coming back from the United Kingdom because, as you know, this is the final day of the Trump administration, and he's been Trump's choice to be our ambassador to the UK. That might be a strike against him, quite frankly, with Deshaun Watson. I don't know. The general manager, he's going to have to meet him. Robert Saleh apparently was one of the guys that was on Deshaun's list of you should interview him. Interestingly enough, Robert Saleh not interviewed by the Houston Texans at all. Didn't even show up on that list. And the coaching staff that Saleh's putting together is more than solid. People are singing the praises of Saleh and who he is putting together, and that this is something different for the Jets. And Joe Douglas is something different for the Jets. And if Deshaun Watson is thinking about his portfolio outside of football, there's no better place than New York City. Period. End of story. What does he think about it? Well, as always, Christopher, it's the 21st century. And we always view social media as the prism into somebody's thought process or window into their heart.
You're speaking my language.
The headline, back page of the New York Post, whatever it takes, W-A-T, ever it takes. Jets should make Texans an offer they can't refuse for disgruntled quarterback. That was posted on Instagram by an account that caught Watson's eye because he liked it.
Let's get them all. Let's hit them all now while we got the muscle.
Frank Pantangeli couldn't say it any better. And I'll say this, as I said yesterday. Poor Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, because we all, as Jets fans, have got wanderlust. We had it for all season long for Trevor Lawrence. I had it. That's the royal we use. Right? But that was for a kid that has yet to play it down, and we just assume he's going to translate to the NFL, and it's I think, a spot-on assumption. As Urban Meyer saying yes to an NFL head coaching offer can attest. This is, however, a totally different kettle of fish. We know this guy is spectacular, and we know this guy is special on and off the field. We know it. So, if this is, in fact, a trend that could become fact, then little did I know, as I watched the New York Jets beat the Los Angeles Rams, that there was a silver lining the entire time. Little did I know. Nobody knew this could be possible. But I'll tell you what, I would stake my near 20 years of covering the NFL on saying this is going to happen. Not the Jets, but Watson out of Houston.
Oh, for sure.
And the question is when does the sweepstakes begin, and how can you already get in on it? And the Jets have first-round picks, multiple this year and next. And they've got a quarterback who is, as I said, the jiu-jitsu, sort of yoga position, twisting ourselves in a pretzel that Jets fans are going to have to do, saying Darnold's not good enough for us, but he's good enough for you to give us a high round draft pick. Let's go. Second, maybe one.
And the thing is, we're left to speculate about all of this and what he wants, his desires, because he's not commenting. He's only commenting through really cryptic social media posts and likes on Instagram and Twitter.
Well, he's not commenting, which is a comment in itself. He could have come out and put this fire out, absolutely. Instead, Andre Johnson's the one who's pouring gasoline on it, and he never says a word. And he could put this fire out right away. He could make his claim and say, I want this coach, and that coach would pretty much get hired, one would think. But at some point, this worm is going to keep turning. And at that point, the Texans are going to have to sit here and think, we are overcapped and under and we are underpositioned in the draft. Overcapped and without a whole bunch of possibilities to get better. And it looks like the cap is only going to be $180 million, which is not nearly as large as everybody thought it would be. It's not as low as everyone thought it could go in COVID-19, but that's being discussed right now. This is a problem. The Texans are overcapped. The cap isn't going up. It's going down. And they don't have the draft capital in the first two rounds to get the best possible players at the cheapest possible price. They might have to sit here and say this is their only option, and we'll apologize to everyone in Houston. This is out there. And the Harden situation, I don't think, is helping it at all. Because Deshaun, look at him. Find your Durant. Guess where Durant plays? New York City. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.